6, verse 28. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
Yes.
Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail.
Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail.
I'm sipping on some blood.
Sipping on some blood.
That yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail.
I'm sipping on some blood.
Sipping on some blood.
That yellowtail in my glass. I ain't drinking a while, but today I feel like sipping some. Got good grapes in my glass, I ain't spilling nothing. All white, so I'll be mad if I get a stain. We make it look good, so we stay flyer than a crane. This righteous living ain't easy, and I be struggling. I keep it real while y'all lying like you cuddling. Won't let these grapes get the best of me, I'm in control. I was depressed, almost felt like I was gonna explode. It didn't detonate, cause Christ cut the right wire. I'm out that dark state, I had the lamp, he had the fire. Now I see, give a toast while I eat this bread. That's the body with my brethren doing communion.
Yes.
Yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail.
I'm sipping on some blood.
Sipping on some blood.
That yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass.
Yellowtail.
I'm sipping on some blood.
Hey,
that yellowtail in my glass.
I got ointment, cinnamon, frankincense, wheat, beef, sheep, feast in my 6 cents. Fervent heat, I'm a servant to the peace prince. Bought with a price, Christ paid the expense. Yeah. Blood of grape, blood of saints, rushing through my vein. Cut the cake, they wish I would hit the sunken place. Utter praise, so I stay where the spirit lay. Run away, fast and pray for 100 days. Yellowtail, this ain't Zinfandel. Honey spices, almonds, nuts like Chippendale. We passed over from hangovers and ginger ale. Shia pull up on a donkey, ain't no pin to tell. Hey.
Yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass. I'm sipping on some blood. That yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass. Yellowtail in my glass. I'm sipping on some blood. That yellowtail in my glass.
We at the tabernacle cracking bottles. Yeah, she got some Cabernet known to sip Behringer. Yellowtail what we had to right. Fast and pray with the brethren. We just tryna hold fast our faith, not forsaking ourselves, fellowshipping, cause that's the way it is. Secret place at a height, so you can't find. The spirit got us gathered like a campfire. Can't try to deny it, cause it's inside. It's the click live, drinking blood like we vampires. Blood of the grapes, loving the taste, feeling like Dracula. Under your grace, couple of pages, I'm flipping like spatula. Got you spectacular, don't loaf on no yellowtail. Too much blood, got you in love with a yellowtail. Ain't she a Jezebel?
Luke chapter 22, verse 19. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me.
John Diamond made the beat and I'm gon' kill it.
You still ain't show me scriptures where they can't find. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring. For passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change. You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestrings for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change.
I feel like I'm locked down in this Babylon system with no way to succeed, just becoming a victim. I was chasing rap dreams, trying to be one of the coldest. I could have built a better relationship with my two oldest. Child support felon, they trying to throw me in prison. The outcome was all bad, we overpowered by women. Deuteronomy 28 is why we in this condition. Sunday service had me believing the whole time I was Christian. Sending prayers to white Jesus, I really thought I was winning. Following doctrines of men and feasting on their traditions. Pops was on dope with no spoons in the kitchen. At the 3 heart attacks, the water Abba he living. Growing up without my mama was the love I was missing. Jeremiah chapter 10 is why I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm a baby in this truth, making better decisions. Feeding the flock of the Most High, handling big.
You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change. You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change.
You think we gonna fall? Well, you better leave like a branch. You burn like a camp if you don't think that my Savior's the champ. He got the title, so we look to him. Forget your idols. I love my neighbor like myself, so I don't have no rivals. I came up in the hood, influenced by the streets, and the radio I listened to just kept my mental sleep. My grandma spoke to me and told me God don't like ugly. Didn't get it at the time, cause sinning just seemed too lovely. I never gang banged, the only thing banging was my trunk. All up in the hood like a thermostat, temps was rising up. That means the block was hot, boys cruising on the scene. Gunshots, red and blue lights and sirens. My conscience clear ever since I hit the water. No fear, gotta hold on to these gifts like I'm a hoarder. Ain't trying to let the spirit leave. Scriptures is what we believe. It got us out of bondage, now we on the road to victory. Yes.
Still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change. You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose
To get to this point, look what it took. Truth got them shook. Walk in the spirit, fruit by the foot, boots in the brook. Going fishing, make use of the hook. Hard as a hoof, progression might start with a push. Ram in the bush, hand in the cloak, stand in the gap. Cannon I tote, demons get clout, screening them out. Pastors lame, land green as the south. Washed up, so we ringing them out. As it is written, non-fiction, reveal the snakes. Lawn business, I'm done with it. Last mission, Calvary, Golgotha, it's all finished. Senseless talk that don't stop. Run on sentence, drop a truth nuke and cause endings. That division like evolved envy. We need love, but they don't won't give it. Operating in it, have you included in that small remnant. Don't forget it, raw business.
You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change. You still ain't show me scriptures where they campaign. Still couldn't pass the porch out in my King James. Haters wishing that we trip over our shoestring for passing out the doctrine of Christ like loose change.
Yeah. Y'all know what that mean, right?
What that mean?
It mean that we are back. We back. Hey, before we get started, I want to do something.
Go ahead.
Father Abba, we come before you. We thank you so much for being good to us. We thank you for allowing us to make it through another week. We thank you for your love and your grace, for not treating us the way that we deserve, and for not treating us even according to some of our thoughts. I come asking for a special blessing for Ayob and his entire family, a special blessing for Banath. I pray also that you allow her to make it through. She's not feeling that well. And I also pray for a special blessing for the entire Truth Be Told Flex podcast family. We thank you for your son, whom you sent to redeem a whole nation, Yeshaya HaMashiach. And with that, we want to say Amen. And everything that we do and everything that we say tonight, we uplift you and only you. In the name of Yeshaya, Amen. Amen. Let's get it, man. Let's have us a good show tonight, brother.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
have
even
us
more
a good
better.
show. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for that prayer.
Mo better. Yeah.
More better.
Yeah, Mo. I be having to kick Mo out sometime. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah.
I know. I'm with you. We there.
I be having to kick Mo out. Mo get me in trouble sometimes.
Lord. We don't want to see Mo.
Nah, we don't want to see Mo. But yeah, hey, family, we want to say thank y'all for being here with us tonight. Shaka Boom have already laid the order. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that, and subscribe. Yeah, there you go.
How about you go right
there? It is.
There you go. All right then. All right.
Nobody say it better than Shaka.
Exactly. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Man, I am elated, excited, and just happy to be here, ready for another powerful, impactful show that we got lined up. And all praise to the Most High, man. Hey, we midway through the work week, so hey, this is a great Truth Be Told Fest podcast is always a great segue into the latter part of the work week. Always that great highlight of the hump day.
Right.
I'm happy, man.
Yeah, it was a blessing moving over here to Wednesdays, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that we, planned on doing, but it was a blessing that we came over here, like you say. They just had I don't know what you call them, the Truth Awards. The
Truth Music Awards. Glad you said that.
Truth Music Awards.
Yes.
Yeah, they just had them. As far as I know, I don't know who else. I want to give a shout out to our brother Jamil, the trunk rapper. He brought home some hardware. Yeah, he did. So
male hip hop artist of the year.
He did. Yeah.
Major.
Yeah, that is.
Zamira, they brought home 3.
They brought home 3.
Okay. Had them on the show.
I saw that. Yeah,
so everybody, before you go to Truth Music Awards next year, y'all need to be on the show so you can bring home 3.
Exactly.
So Zamira, the House of Bezalel, they won 3 awards. Zamira won R&B Artist of the Year. Bezalel won Producer of the Year and Graphic Designer of the Year. So, shouts out to them, man. That's major.
Yeah. That's all praises. All praises. They put in a big body of work, and we had Zamir and the House of, how do you say his name, Mike? Bezalel. We had them on the show not long ago, and really great people. Well, we already know Jamil is family. I see our sister, the Light Hebrew Magazine, in the house. I see our brother DJ J-Well in the house. The House of Ayob is in the house. Yame is in the house. I don't know who is with us on Facebook, but if you are here with us on Facebook, please share as well. And we want to say thank you. But not, you got anything you want to add before we get to rolling?
Get into the announcements. No, I'm conserving my voice box.
Gotcha. I didn't think the sister was gonna make it. I just been sitting over here looking. I was waiting on her to tap out. She never tapped out. So hey,
she her.
HUR. The Z Tribe, I know, right, y'all may. I said, oh, they got them a tribe, say
Z Tribe.
The Z Tribe, yes, indeed. Nice. Yeah. Well, let's get it, baby.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. So, just a few announcements. I have to throw this back out there. The Light Hebrew Magazine, I love Hezekiah is on the cover. You can obviously go online and get your digital copy, but I think this hard copy is one that you want to get.
I got mine in postage. It's making.
It's on the way.
On the way.
right? But if you want to order, September 7th is the last day to get a hard copy. I know, like Hebrew Magazine has been over there humping. So if you want to get one, you better put your order in. Otherwise, you will miss out on this one. Yeah. Brew owned businesses, guys. If you say you support your brews, please go out and support their businesses. It's not that difficult. A lot of us have stuff online, from apparel to beauty products to different types of foods to jewelry, if that's your thing. Whatever it is that you could possibly imagine, the Hebrew community has it available, has it to offer. If you want to know where you can find some of this stuff because you're just coming in, you're not just sure where to go, bet you can find it in the Light Hebrew magazine. So make sure you go and support your brew owned businesses. And then last announcement that I have, we have a quick spotlight. So this is Nathaniel Hayward III. He is a physician in Arlington. He is a Hebrew physician. He knows who he is. So chances are, if you get sick, he is not going to prescribe you 1,000 pills that you're going to have to take and then turn around and take some more to combat the pills that you already took. He's going to work with you on getting your whole self healed as opposed to just treating that one element. So reach out to him. He's in Arlington. For those of you that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go check him out. And then,
is he a private practice or is he at one of the bigger hospitals?
I'm gonna say he's probably private.
He's a private practice.
Come on now.
That's what's up, man.
Come on now.
That's exciting.
That's what's happening.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, so that is all the announcements I have. I didn't want to throw too many announcements out there because there's other stuff that we can announce. Other than next week is our last show for the month. Private practice, yeah. Is our last show for the month, and then we'll take a 2-week, much needed 2-week break. So next Wednesday, September the 11th, is our last show until we come back.
9/11. Y'all remember?
Until we come back in October.
Never forget.
Yeah, October 1st, as a matter of fact, I think is when we come back.
First,
so,
okay, cool.
Yeah. So just put that out there. Well, like I said, I didn't want to put too many.
You got sick too fast.
Huh?
Nothing.
Stop.
Okay.
I didn't want to put too many announcements out there because I think this is breaking news that just kind of hit today that we have to talk about. So a Georgia high school student, for those of you who haven't heard, 14-year-old shoots and kills 4 while wounding 9. The suspect is identified as Colt Gray. He's a student at the school. He is currently in custody, and he will, according to them, be charged and tried as an adult. So obviously there's going to be more to come on this, but what was your immediate reactions when you saw this come across your feed? Because I know it had to pop up on your news feed at some point.
School just started. That was my first. I'm like, man, it's crazy how school just started. Me and the Ark was talking earlier. Not only is the school just started, but looky Lou, election 2 months away. Wow, how convenient for them. And with that being said, condolences to the families that's affected, the school, the children, the teachers, everybody, because those gunshots and that panic, sometimes, y'all, truthfully, people are strong and fight against it and it goes away. But for some folks, that may never go away. This is something they may live forever. So my condolences, my condolences to the families. But my first initial thought was, man, school just started and
somebody was waiting on it.
It's sad, man.
It's sad, and
man.
We're gonna talk in code on the sadness, people.
Right.
It's very sad, and I'm with the Ark with condolences to the families who have lost, and prayers to those who was wounded and who are now in surgery or recovering from surgery. But it's sad that in 2024 that we going through this same thing over again and repeatedly. You telling me, somebody please make me understand, with the country that we live in, that's supposed to be the greatest nation in earth, right? That's what they would like for you to, they would like for you to believe, that we cannot We cannot get past school shootings. We talking about buildings where children are at. Okay, you cannot tell me in 2024 that we still dealing with the same thing. No, you're not going to make me believe that. And what you're not gonna make me believe that guns are the problem either. You're not gonna make me believe that either. So y'all understand what we say when we say it's sad.
Right.
It's sad that children are sacrificed for something that is meaningless. Like the ox said, how convenient. We in an election year. School just started. School brand still smelling like brand new leather.
And you already had Sleepy Joe and Shamala Kamala already. They already been talking about it.
Yeah. We gotta put it into this.
Weapon control. I'm not gonna say the name because they already talk about the control of it. First, straight out the gate.
Out the gate.
Out the gate.
Not even
the
families.
2 hours old. Right.
Right.
They ain't been on the horn with the families. Ain't been on the horn with the school. They making speeches about the control of the mechanism that could have caused this.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I was talking to Doc earlier real quick. Whenever you go on YouTube, social media, Facebook, IG, and the melanation doing stuff, the comments. Like I said, I stopped the video, go to the comments. Usual suspects, or they got this thing where they call blacktivities now. Usual blacktivities. Where are those comments? You don't see them. You don't see them. You don't see them and that's another thing that we could spend a whole another 2 hours, a whole show to talk about. That most of the time, 99.99, it don't be the melanation.
Nope.
It be the other side. But yet and still, we get the butt of the joke. We the underdog. We this and that. So again, the teachers that are affected, the students that are affected, the staff, the families that have lost loved ones today that was not thinking about this happening today when they woke up. Right. My condolences. But shame on the folks, the higher powers that do this stuff. Shame on y'all, man. Shame.
So with that being said, you mentioned a little earlier when you were talking, shared that this is supposed to be the greatest country on the planet. It's supposed to be the greatest country on earth, and we have what we call Constitution, right? They are slowly chipping away at the Constitution and the freedoms, supposed freedoms we have. So said that to say, I'm going to pivot here for a second. Dan Orlovsky. Do you know who this is? You remember who this
I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's sports pundit.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So yeah. I do know who he is. Yeah, I thought that's who it was. I wasn't 100% sure.
I want to say he played quarterback in the late 2010s for, I want to say, either Ohio State or Purdue.
Okay. He looked like a Purdue guy.
He played quarterback.
Even if he looked like one. Yeah. But I brought him up because so we talked about the Algerian boxer Iman Khalif and what was going on with her in terms of whether she was transgender, whether she was born female, born male. Well, when the boxer who backed out of that first fight when the story initiated during the Olympics, he tweeted a simple tweet: "Protect our daughters." Simple tweet: protect our daughters. Anybody who knows anything about what happened knows exactly why he said protect our daughters. But unfortunately, he had to delete his tweet. And here's the reason that he deleted his tweet. He said, when you're an employee of a big company, your social media page doesn't just get to be your social media page. That's a fantasy. So you have to represent yourself and the company that you work for in the proper way. So
it went against the guidelines of.
There you go.
Correct. There's no longer freedom of speech. You can't say what you want to say. You can't have a position on anything, especially if you're a public figure. So this recently came up. I just thought it was interesting that
so we can't protect our daughters.
You can't. You can, and you can think it, but you certainly can't say it.
What world are we living
Man.
in?
Yeah, I just thought that was very interesting that he had to delete his tweet. So, and then
If he had been black, they'd have fired him.
Oh,
They'd
well,
have
He'd
drug
been
him.
gone.
they did.
He'd have been gone.
They fired another guy. I'm sorry, I'm not in the right headspace, but I did pull his name up. But when they fired him because he takes a stance against transgenders, homosexuality, their place in sports with women. He's taking a huge stance on that. Well, they fired him, but they said it was due to budget cuts.
Yep.
So
That's exactly. Yeah, they fired RG3.
So RG3 as well, and then they hired,
correct.
they hired a
Now-
pale face.
Correction. I knew it was up there somewhere near. He played quarterback in 2004. He led the Yukon Huskies to their first ever Motor City Bowl game win. So he played for the
Gotcha.
University of Yukon in 2004. He's played for the Lions and the Rams. 2017
Purdue.
was this, and yeah, I knew it was Purdue, Indiana. It was somewhere up there in the northern states. I knew it was
Right.
somewhere, but yeah,
I know he looked like a quarterback. That
Yeah,
I
he
can't
do.
say. He look at it,
Yeah.
look like Tony Romo.
Yeah, he do. And I will say,
He does.
Dan Orlovsky is normally one of the ones that keeps it fair and balanced.
Right.
He'll normally speak facts he'll keep it real on so-called black quarterbacks and Cam Newton and how they get the shaft against white. He normally keeps, and this is probably why he got that phone call. Was like, yo, you better take that down right now. You know they already on your head. So
Yeah. All right. So
That's the world we live in.
this one is a personal story for me.
Man, look at her. I just want to just rip every TV in my house out right now.
So for those of you that have direct TV like we do in this house,
They useless.
we are not able to watch anything on that Disney is the parent company of. And here in Texas, one of the
It's a
channels
penny
we
with a
watch
hole in it.
is Channel 13 News. We can't watch that. Can't watch anything on ESPN. Anything Disney is the parent company of, we do not have on our screen right now. Here's the kicker, though. Because they recognize that they're taking time away from us, because this has been going on since Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're taking time away from us. We can get compensated for these channels.
Well, listen to this.
However, we have to go to a different website, put in a request to get the funds. They're not just going to honor. You know what I got on my TV. You know what channels I'm watching. So you're not going to compensate. You're just going to tell us we got it, because they know a lot of people are not going to go that extra step and go online, fill out that information just to get their refund.
right.
And it may not even be worth it, because I think about when they had the phone outages. When they had the phone outages, and they said you were going to get money back for that long. Y'all know how much? Did any
Wasn't
of
it
y'all
like
have phone
$4
outages?
or something?
It was $5.
Yeah.
$5.
That day, you remember that day when all the people phones went out?
Yeah, I remember that.
Five people on the same plan. We got $1 per person. It wasn't $5 per line. It was a total of $5.
That might get you a cup of coffee.
No, not
right. Not even that.
Unless you go to 7-Eleven.
Right.
What's cup they got for $1? They got $1 cup?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well, you might be able to get at 7-Eleven. You might be able to get. You talking about one person? We talking about one person get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have to share the cup.
Right.
Right.
Sip and pass.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our hot topics. So this one was interesting. Venezuelan gang has taken over an apartment complex in Colorado. So the investigation began after videos showing alleged gang members in an Aurora apartment went viral, raising concerns about the presence of Venezuelan gang Tren de Argua. Y'all don't talk about my Spanish. I know it is. While some residents and officials have downplayed the gang's influence, citing issues related to property management and neglect, others maintain that the gang has contributed to escalating crime in the area. The apartment complex has faced numerous complaints about maintenance issues, which some believe have been exacerbated by inadequate management rather than gang activity. Aurora's officials have taken steps to address the situation, including potential legal actions against the property owner and coordinating with state and local resources to assist tenants. The situation has caused significant distress, obviously, amongst residents who are caught between the fear of gang violence and frustration over the deteriorating living conditions in the building. So obviously, this is an ongoing situation. I don't think this is as new as we think it is. I think it's been going on. But why do you think there is such a delay in overt inaction on the part of law enforcement?
Go ahead.
I think they, truthfully, in my opinion, I really think they let the media kind of get ahead of this, and I think the police, once they understood that the media had kind of jumped out there and got everybody a little shook and reported on it, probably the way they didn't want it reported, that could have caused like a mass panic and stuff like that. I think the police or the FBI, whatever, the authorities, kind of like, let's lay back, let's do some digging and investigation to make sure this is true, because you had some saying it wasn't true, some saying it was true, and we all know JOL is banging in Colorado, question mark, question mark. Yes, in Denver and Aurora, it's bad out there, man. It's some areas where it's a little crazy. Now, with that being said, before I turn it over to you, did a little bit of journalism, and a journalist never reveals his source. Never reveals his source. Now, I do have a source. I will say, I do have a source that has some information that we've been hearing rumors about, but they have some information. Now, I'm not going to give away my source. I'll just say they have 1.2 million followers and subs on YouTube and different platforms. On YouTube alone, they have 1.2. So this source is pretty credible. This source does confirm that the so-called biker group Hell's Angels are headed that way. And they also said that as far as laws and RICO Act and all that is concerned, you see what's going on with Young Thug. They said that when they talk to a representative from the Hells Angels, the only thing that the Hells Angels confirmed and said is that, yes, we're rolling up. And that was it. They can't say anything else, because that could be used against them if they get out there and can't talk and negotiate and let them stand down and it getting crazy. So that is confirmed. All of the stories and rumors you've been hearing about the Hells Angels rolling up, they are. So with that being said,
it's crazy to me.
That's another reason why they dial back from investigating, because the police will have something on their hands with them two groups.
The hell, that's right. That's right. You got to think the Hells Angels. I see these jokers just about every day here in Houston.
Oh my goodness!
And we talking about, I really don't. I'm trying to get my words right, because you got to talk right when you talk about this type of stuff.
Right.
That's we talking about individuals that are criminals, that the police know are criminals, that they do not mess with. And they not going to mess with. They have their way. And it all goes to padding pockets, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you are absolutely right, Ak. They are on their way. They are rolling up there. Yeah, I had a source as well to let me know.
Look at you know what I'm saying? Doing your investigation.
Exactly. Yeah, they are on their way. But you talked about how some said it wasn't true and some said that it was true. Mike Kaufman, which is the mayor there in Aurora, he confirmed that it was true. He confirmed that it was true. Now, they are assumed migrants, illegal aliens, whatever it is that you want to call them. And y'all know how Shahir think. So I'm coming out the gate asking the question, who is funding them?
Come on, man. This stuff is real.
I'm coming out the gate asking the question. These are migrants from Venezuela. When I saw them on the video, these jokers had on hoodies and t-shirts and tennis shoes. The ones that I seen, they looked like they only weighed like 155 pounds.
Soaking wet in Antarctica.
With a brick in their pocket.
Right.
I'm just being honest with you, right? The second question I have is, why does the mayor, when you read the article, why does the mayor have to request an emergency court order to free the building of an organized gang activity? Make that make sense to me. Go ahead. Maybe you got an answer.
And the reason that is because they don't want to go against something from Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, these cartels and so-called gangs. They are in these forces.
Well, we might as well just, look, so now we talking about a government that's talking about taking away our arms. When we looking at now you just answered the question. That could be very well true. And if that's the case, now we talking about a law enforcement that's showing that they are afraid to keep me protected.
That's what they want us to think. Meaning, don't call us.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't call us. We ain't going over there.
Because we have seen all law enforcement in major cities, right? Local, county, state. We done seen the feds. We know how they get down. We done seen SWAT in action. Just last year, the year before last, we talked about here in Houston where they had a whole robot machine that knocked a whole house down over one individual. So you telling me that you can't just go get these jokers up out of this apartment and bring some civility back to the people? We talking about Colorado people. They blue.
Yeah, they blue.
We talking about Colorado people.
And from what? To Agua, they headed to Chicago next. So I know we got to move on. But here's another caveat to what you saying, them boys in Chicago was direct. They done already said, come up here if you want to.
Look,
we got them switches. I ain't say it.
Somebody told me that they were coming to Houston, and when I told them, I say, look, they'll do better staying in Colorado.
Stay over there.
Look, Texas. I'm not even just talking about Houston. I'm talking about the state of Texas. Period.
They're not gonna go there, bro.
We got everyday average people walking around with their sidearms on them on a daily down here in Texas,
carrying on a regular day.
This is not the place you want to come. I'm just gonna go on and be honest with you. That's not what you want to do.
Nope. And
And to add to that real quick, we always talk about on this podcast how other countries have never invaded because of the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms. It's possibility and potentially every single house they could be met with some type of fire. Now, not invasion paratroopers from countries, but all these migrants infiltrating these apartment complexes. That's a whole nother type of invasion.
That's exactly what it is.
People may not have seen coming. So
right.
Hold on, y'all.
Can you imagine I going to bed one night and waking up and your apartments is taking over? You know what I'm saying? Like Nino Brown on New Jack City.
That's exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And this is the other caveat, and I know we got to move on, but these are this is a prison gang, so we can't overlook that. Right. Which means that every gang member that I know, and I'm talking personally, have tattoos to identify who they are affiliated with. Yep. Secondly, if they are a prison gang, that means that they are felons. This goes back to the original question I asked: who's funding them, and how the hell did they cross the border as felons out of a prison gang? Somebody make that make sense to me.
George Soros, all these jokers got this money that you never see on camera.
Make it make sense to me. So before they was a problem, guess what? We had an internal problem.
Yeah.
That nobody want to talk about.
Nobody want to talk about.
All right, I think y'all taking advantage of me being sick. I gotta speak up. All right, let's kick it, guys. So bless her heart.
Oh
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Police force's first
hopped
ever
on the
black
train.
female superintendent is demoted. So the promotion is significant as it involves the first black female superintendent in the police force's history, highlighting the high-profile nature of this case. She is accused of participating in a scheme to help minority officers cheat on exams to secure promotions, raising concerns and integrity within the force. The incident sparked debate about the balance between promoting diversity and maintaining ethical standards in police promotions. The case may lead to legal consequences and further internal investigation as it raises questions about the conduct of senior officers. This situation has garnered significant media attention, prompting discussions on the challenges and pressures faced by minority officers in law enforcement. So my question to you guys is, knowing what we know about law enforcement and who normally gets promoted and who normally takes those positions, did she deserve to be demoted? What say you?
That's a tough one. The way you formed the question, because she admitted to a wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And because she admitted to a wrongdoing, there has to be some sort of consequence that has to be served, right? And with that, I'll take a demotion over a termination any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like for real. Normally when we see stuff like this, sure, it comes with a termination. But she is a police officer. But put me on record, write it down with me saying that I do not disagree with her actions. I don't disagree with her actions. Her actions was not fair, according to her. But if Toronto Police Department had been operating out of fairness, if they had been operating out of fairness over the years, then Officer Stacy Clark would not have had to go to the extremes in which she went. This is what she said. She said that it was a desperate effort to level the playing field.
Come on.
She said, I felt at the time that the 6 officers did not have a fair chance in the process, and my own history. She said, my own history and experience of racial inequity compounded this feeling. She was traumatized because of what she done seen in the force in the 26 years that she worked for Toronto Police Department.
26 years.
So when she saw, now you got to understand, this lady done seen promotions and demotions. She done seen people move up and not move up. And over that 26-year span, she realized who got promotions because they deserved it, or who got promotions because of who they knew or what color they were. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, the answer to the question, did she deserve to be demoted? That's a tough one, because she admitted that she did it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't disagree with what she did, because we cannot act as if these things do not happen in corporate on a daily basis, man. You can't.
Wow, very well and eloquently put. I totally agree. Bitcoin is tough. Man, for her to deserve demotion, it's not deserved, but like I put it, I'd rather for her to be demoted, stand in that position, and not being fired. Now, with that being said, almost 30 years, you couldn't just say, well, we can't hire y'all right now and let that woman stay in her position and let them fill out another application in 30 to 45 days like you would do anybody else.
For cheating?
For cheating. They try to get it. Now, with that being said, here's the other caveat on top of that makes it, I'm like, it just makes it so much worse. Listen to this. This is what the Toronto Public Service and her superior said. Says the nature of Superintendent Clark's misconduct undoubtedly, just listen to the words, shook the confidence and trust the public had in her, and on a broader scale. Like,
That's what he said.
why you gotta take it there, man? Like,
Yeah.
just keep it within the department. Everybody,
Right.
yeah, even though they got it out there, let everybody form their own opinions. Because they may see her service for so long and say she made a mistake. And this is why it was good for her to confess and say, you know what, I did it. So now again, people will say, you know what, she human, she made a mistake. She was just trying to help out because the playing field is not level. Now, here's my last point. With the whole diversity, equity, DEI being struck down in America and the whole affirmative action, even down to colleges, I just hope we don't see this. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Hold on 1 second. Yes.
We back.
You back?
We back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey,
I can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying my last point I was making is yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's going in and out a little bit, but I can hear you. I just hope this
If you got a delay, yeah.
okay, I can hear you now. Um I hope this doesn't affect across the nation with the whole affirmative action and DEI getting tossed out and not being able to be used anymore. I just hope I don't see a lot more of us in higher positions trying to do this to help people get in to places where the playing field is not level, and you hear a lot more stories of us getting demoted or getting fired, and now we can't get another job. I just hope that doesn't happen. Even though this is in Toronto, I think, like I said, in our workplaces where you no longer have affirmative action, in our colleges where they no longer can use affirmative action for the application. So a brother that didn't quite get the scholarship to play sports that he wanted and didn't quite get the band scholarship or an academic scholarship, somebody in the admissions office try to finagle away and tweak the papers for them to get in. I just hope we don't see a lot more of this in the workplace and our colleges, because this will be
It
devastating.
happens. It happens all the time.
All
And
the
I can
time.
tell you right
But
now,
we
in
don't hear.
corporate America, they call it cronyism. They call it the good old
Mhm.
boy system.
Right.
They consistently do that. I have
Yeah.
known individuals to get promoted, or to come into a job and get a highfalutin title doing something because they are the son or the daughter of some executive at the company. Where she went wrong is she admitted. I
Yeah.
would have never admitted that.
Right.
I would have never admitted that that's what I did. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
find a
because
way.
that was one of my questions too. How
How did they find out?
How did they
How did
find
she
out?
get find out? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
If she doesn't have a recorded conversation, she doesn't have anything that she wrote down. Because again, depending on how she did what she did, how you gonna prove she did this?
Right.
How can
Unless
you prove it?
one of the applicants told it, unless somebody told it.
Even if one of the applicants told it. Now, again, we over here in America, that's Canada. I don't know how they do their stuff.
Right.
But even if one of the applicants, I'm a 26-year veteran on the force.
Right.
You believed him
Right.
over me?
Right.
Him? Her over me? I don't think so. Yeah.
But you know, I look at it and I agree with what you said, Ayob, as far as we hope that this don't happen. You know,
Don't
again,
happen.
we see this. But I look at her demotion as a sacrifice and a win as well.
Right.
In the media, because this is what the chief said of the Toronto. I can't. Marion is his first name. His last name's weird, but he said, "We acknowledge this case brought forward a number of issues that the service is addressing." Hear that? We acknowledge that this case brought forward a number of issues that the service is addressing. Now the spotlight is on the promotion process.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So her demotion is a sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
But now it's a spotlight on it
That's
now.
good. That's good.
You
I
dig
agree.
what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah,
That's
we gonna
good.
see, man. But
Wow.
you know, I've been like Shaggy too. It wasn't me.
Oh. You
It
play
wasn't
too
me.
much. You play
Oh,
too much.
man.
All right. So this next story, and this is like rapid fire. We've been seeing this. So you have Juan Izquierdo, passed away from cardiac arrest. He's a soccer player. You have B King, who died from a pulmonary embolism, basically a blood clot to the lungs, and then Fat Scoop, basically was performing and passed out and died on stage, and they didn't even know what was going on. So their deaths all share a common thread, obviously of being tragic and untimely, but it raises concerns within their respective communities. Each of their deaths are have basically public mourning because they were public figures. So they have public mourning going on in various different communities. But there's discussions about broader issues such as the pressures of their careers, the impact of the sudden loss, and the importance of health and safety in their fields. These incidents has sparked conversations also around mental health and the challenges faced by public figures and the need for thorough investigations to determine causes. Now, his toxicology report said energy drinks played a role in his death. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Shaka Boom.
Mhm.
But
That
that
was
being
quick too for a toxicology report to come back. That
yeah,
quick.
yeah, I would agree with you because they normally don't come back that fast. But to me, it almost seems like there is something else going on. So my question was: is this are these simple and coincidental death health issues, or do we think there's more to it? Because this is not the first time we've been reporting on, relatively young guys suddenly passing away like this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take a quick swipe at this one. I didn't know the soccer player, but Beat King and of course Fat Man Scoop. I mean, any house party back in the 90s and 2000s, if you any type of club, when a Fat Man Scoop record and he said, "Get your hands up." If you didn't get your hands up when he said it, then you might as well just go into the house. So that's how iconic his voice was on records. I know he had the record with Missy Elliott, Mariah Carey, Little Kim, a few that he was like the hype man / rapper / DJ. So I even seen the video where he was performing and he ducked behind the DJ booth and said, he said it one more time. You could hear in his voice that it was fading out, and then he just fell.
Yep.
The toxicology report did say that the energy drinks did play a role. Didn't say it was the cause, but it played a role. So, with that being said, my point is with B King and then the football or soccer player with them, and Fat Man Scoop was the oldest out of these guys, and I think he was 52, 53 maybe. That's still super
That's still
young.
fair.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
young. That ain't 69 or 75 or 78. That's 52. He's just 6 years older than me. So, with that being said, I do believe, and from the notes that I had, the entertainment industry, everyone remember 2020, 2019, and 2020. If you were any type of entertainment, whether it's music, sports, whatever, you had to take that ooh-wee. They were making sure you took that ooh-wee. We talk about the Bills player, Darwin, I can't remember his name from the Bills that
Damar
passed out.
Hamlin.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin that passed out on the field. Even though he lived to tell his story, what are these ooh-wees doing in these bodies along with everyday life that hey, he get an energy drink every time he get on stage, give him some energy. A little up in age, and he feel like he got a. I used to be on them energy drink, Red Bulls and Full Throttles. I used to drink them all the time. I used to drink them all the time, so I can understand. Before you go to work, get a Red Bull. After work on break, get a Red Bull. Before you go to the club, get a Red Bull. While you're in the club, Red Bull and vodka was the drink.
Yeah.
That was the drink. Red Bull and
I
vodka.
seen that made one time, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah."
So
No, thank you.
I just feel like, along with regular lifestyles that they know we out here living, energy drinks and foods of choice that may not be as healthy, along with that we that they wanted. Remember, in the industry, the entertainment industry, hey, to come to a venue perform, you gotta have this. To come to a soccer field, a football field, you gotta have this because it's the workplace.
I understand. I do understand what you're saying. More so specifically, probably with B King and Fat Man Scoop. But this soccer player, those athletes generally take a little bit better care of themselves in terms of what they consume and what they put in their bodies. 9 times out of 10, they're very leery about putting certain things. Like they might
that is true.
Dope up on some steroids or something, but they're very particular about some of the other things. So,
and that's what I mean by like along with their regular lifestyles, like this, like a basketball player, he may not drink energy drinks and may drink water all the time, but if he juicing every month and with the ooey over time, that could, I'm not a doctor, but as far as their veins or whatever could harden up. You see what I'm saying? So soccer player, he may be super duper healthy, but if he's taking any kind of PEDs, performance enhancing drugs,
true, very true, that affects the heart.
So it could, because they passing out like, I mean, I
know it's insane,
crazy.
Remember we had Big Pokey just last year.
Yeah, I could not think of him. Yeah,
he was on stage
literally the same way.
Yeah, and ain't nobody gonna convince me no different that it's not the weed, man. This soccer player was 27 years old. 27 years old, man, and he collapsed in mid game. And the question, do the toxicology report that there was blood clots? Any of them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like a for real question that I have, and they would never tell you it. They won't tell us today. Because we understand where the blood clots come from. Like they would never reveal to you if they found blood clots in any of these.
Oh, yes, they did. They said that about B King. He had a pulmonary embolism. That's what that is. It's a blood clot that goes to your lungs.
So there you go. Remember, there was an Instagram post shared, and it was a screenshot of a tweet that said, and this year was a few years back, 108 FIFA registered players and coaches have died in the past 6 months.
Yes.
This 2 years back, okay? Died in the past 6 months, which showed a story. And it also shared the story of the Scottish soccer player, John Fleck. Remember, we had talked about him on our show, which was a soccer player that had collapsed. Now, this post was shared in 2021. And shortly after that, we roll out. These athletes, they are not just having cardiac arrest just out of the blue. Because remember, this goes back to what you were saying about the guy who put the post, protect your daughter.
Protect your daughter.
He said that social media is not just your social media.
Right.
It's for your social media.
Right.
So if you are an athlete for FIFA, you are an athlete for the NFL, you are an athlete for the NBA. If you want to continue to play, and they threaten these kids, they threaten these cats with this. You want to continue to play, you want to set up. This is what it is. You got to take this week. Now, 4 years later, 3.5 years later, 4 years later, we starting to see the effects of that. And it goes back to what Ayob said, which was so profound. We already have bad habits, all of us.
Yeah.
We eat bad. We drink things that are not bad. Somebody was just talking the other day about how they were addicted to Dr. Pepper, one of the worst sodas that you could ever drink. You see what I'm saying? So, with the bad habits that we already have, on top of putting something foreign in your body like this here,
it's
just a matter of time.
Yeah. And with the athletes that do be super clean, those in the singing and rapping in the music industry, man, they ain't gonna them boys be sipping lean.
Right, man. That was the thing too. I was gonna say I just didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially here in Houston. That's the thing.
Man,
it's a theme. That's a theme.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what they do. So
that's it's sad to say that's a Houstonian culture.
Yeah. And on top of that, you got the ooh-wee, so you won't be denied access overseas touring or in the States touring, along with the lifestyles you live, eating bad and lean and all that.
Late nights, early mornings.
There you go.
Not getting a lot of sleep. Yeah.
Taking downers to go to sleep.
What's going on with this new government weed that they got out here? You know what I'm saying? So
these guys take downers to go to sleep and take uppers when they wake up. So their body is always at a constant battle.
And I be wondering, I like he looked the exact same way Big Pokey looked right before he collapsed. I looked at both of those videos and I say to myself, I wonder did they know? Like they souls left them at boom, just like that, man. It's like
in front of a live audience.
In front of a live audience. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Look, people, pay attention to that. Thank you, Bernard, for bringing that back to me. The Most High is giving us signs and wonders right before our eyes. Thousands of people, now millions have seen both of these guys die on live stage. You can look at that and be like, man, that's messed up, how sad that is. Or you can look at that and be like, yo, my life is nothing but a vapor. I need to get it right.
Let me get right.
I need to get right.
Let me get right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you brought that up, man. So that Purple Sprite done.
Great point. The greatest point that could be made is that it's happening in front of live audience.
Exactly.
It ain't like wife come home, significant other come home and found them in the bathroom, passed out. It's not happening like that. It is while they're performing.
How they perform, these people can walk away from that thing with one of the two mind states, man. You know what I'm saying? That could be me.
Yeah. Or that sucks.
Yeah, or that sucks.
Right. All right, guys, we're gonna take our very first music break of the night. Right. This is Babylon is Falling by True Judah.
Yeah.
Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast. Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast. Every day be a new day, here reset. I got the wake up call, I ain't dead yet. I take a look around, guess you heard my prayer. And judge it by your friend, you think it ain't fair. So I'ma go harder than I ever went. Talking to my brothers on the cement. Give them game, show them how to repent. Might not like it, but I believe when you sing. This my light and I'ma let it all shine. Turn that down for what? Boy, out your mind. I just jump up in the booth and say the truth. And let that light shine, cause baby, that's the Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast. Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast. The other day, the homie called the Bible fake. I told him, read it first, bro, it's a mistake. He said he went to church for years, it didn't grow. Father, please forgive him, cause he don't know. So I just double back and try to give him game. Ain't no shame, cause bro, I used to feel the same. I found out that everything I knew's a lie. But it's on you, if you don't humble down and try. Show that love and bring him back into the fold. Out that darkness where it's wickedness and cold. We at war and we cannot fight it alone. Bombs don't drop, chariots gon' take us home. Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast. Babylon's falling, but you know I'm built to last. I be on that near road, so you ain't gotta ask. Got my top pulled back and my Bible on the dash. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm headed there fast.
Yeah, true Judah, Babylon falling. My boy, true Judah.
All right. So next up, ceasefire, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but so Biden's consideration of a final proposal underscores the urgency to resolve the ongoing conflict with potential implications for regional stability. The move reflects growing international pressure on the U.S. to play a decisive role in brokering peace between Israel and Hamas. We always got our nose in somebody's stuff. The proposal may include terms for ceasefire, humanitarian aid, and a longer term solutions for peace and reconstruction. Biden's decision could impact U.S. relations with Middle Eastern allies and influence domestic political dynamics. The proposal likely to trigger significant reactions from global powers, humanitarian organizations, and the public, shaping future diplomatic efforts. So, really, the question kind of is: do you guys think there's going to be an actual ceasefire anytime soon, or what are the benefits of them continuing to wage this war?
Oh, you asked a great question, man. Benefit Benjamin Netanyahu.
Uh-huh.
His economy is getting pumped from America, and we're also building his army as well. We sending money and we sending weapons to him. It don't benefit him at all to end this war. I'm going off of my notes right quick, and I'm gonna go to an article that I sent to Ayo earlier today, and I did see you respond back to it. And this is the answer to the question: do you see a ceasefire anytime soon? Strangely enough, it kind of goes with what it is that I got in my notes. But this is out of Wuhan, which is a great source, man. Y'all want to know about what's happening other than what's in America. This is Wuhan. Yeah. It says Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid. Yep, that sounds about right. Has claimed that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wants a forever war. As the Prime Minister refused to budge on his position to reach a compromise, on the hostage truce deal with Hamas. Speaking to his party members during a faction meeting in the Knesset, Lapid said Netanyahu spoke so much about the Philadelphia corridor that everyone forgot when he said 3 times, this is Netanyahu, the war must not end. That's what he said. The war must not end. No. According to Bible prophecy, people, and according to the spirit that Netanyahu is being led by, and also according to who America is, it's not going to be no ceasefire happening over there. No time whatsoever, man. Netanyahu, he is not in no moves for negotiations. And one of the proposed deals was to withdraw the Israeli soldiers, right? Do you really think that this man fits to withdraw any soldiers out of any? He's not going to do it, man. Even if he wanted to. This is what people got to understand, and I give all praises to the Most High because he's allowing me to understand this a little bit more on a daily basis. The spirit world, even if he wanted to,
he couldn't.
God that he's being controlled by is not going to allow him to.
Right. It's not going to happen.
He can wake up with the thought that, you know what, I'm gonna agree to what's on the table. He can wake up with the thought of, you know what, I'm going to pull soldiers up out of there. You know, he can wake up with that thought. How many times did Pharaoh say, okay, you can go?
Right. And then change the renege.
Then he changed his mind.
Yep.
This is what we're dealing with.
What you're dealing with.
This is what we're dealing with.
It's totally spiritual. And to land back off of what you was reading out of this article, this is what just like it just baffles me that these are not literal chess pieces or checkers. They're not. However, to them, to Netanyahu, to his cabinet, to Biden. It's a game.
Right.
Somebody making some money.
Right.
These bullets, these weapons, these
Right.
tanks, these
Right.
bombs, somebody got to actually manufacture and make those.
Right.
So to get them paid, to pay somebody by the hour, to pay them to haul the gunpowder, to get the materials to make these things, somebody got to get paid. So somebody wrote a check for 13 mil or 150 mil or whatever. It's money. Somebody making some money. Last and final thought to line back up what you were saying, Art.
Sorry about that, Doc. I thought I had that on vibrate.
No, you good, Art. We are actually talking about people, hostages. They're talking about hostages negotiating a ceasefire so they can get. You got actual families that Biden and the administration and other people are negotiating for these hostages from Hamas and from Israel to be released. Now, here's the
They're
thing.
playing chess with people's lives.
Yep, that's exactly what
Exactly.
they're
They're playing
That's
chess
exactly
for
what
people's
they're doing.
lives. And here's the thing. It says Biden's top advisors told the families that in a few days, the U.S. might present an updated version of its bridging proposal to both Israel and Hamas to give the parties another week to come back with a yes or no response. They added there was significant progress in the negotiations in Cairo and Doha last week on the list of hostages and Palestinian prisoners who were supposed to be released in the first phase of the deal. Two sources with direct knowledge of the meeting said Sullivan and McGirt, who was with the Biden administration, told families that they didn't know if a deal would be concluded, but added that there was a chance and said that they hoped it might happen as soon as 2 weeks from now. Like all these mights and suppose,
Right.
they are having some kind of cabinet video call, Zoom call with the families. Bruh, I couldn't
Don't Zoom
imagine.
call me.
Right. You better have some answers. My loved one, y'all said last week, next week. Now you're saying in 2 weeks.
Right.
And my loved one, I don't know if my loved one is being beaten. I don't know if they're being fed. I don't know if they're living in the penthouse and getting taken care of. I don't know. So don't Zoom call me unless you got my loved one on the other end of that Zoom call getting put on a helicopter or an airplane saying, pick me up from the airport in 6 hours. Don't call me. I don't want to hear nothing.
Right.
And again, just like the school thing that happened today, man, my families go out. I mean, my heart goes out to these families that got loved ones that they playing. And here's the last. After all that being said, Netanyahu passed a cabinet decision on the issue last Thursday, which led to an unprecedented shouting match between him and his Minister of Defense, Yoav Gallant. These jokers are like little kids, can't get their way, kicking and screaming. These are families involved, and y'all got it. So Yoav Gallant was probably telling him, look, we need to think about what we're doing. Like you said, it's Ruwako. Yeah. He's saying, no, I'm not ceasefire, no negotiations. They probably trying to reason like, bro, this is families. These are actual people. Shouting match over people's lives.
Right. That's exactly what they said. A whole shouting match. Exactly, man. Did you see in that one article as well? I think it was the one that we all was using. Talking about the recent deaths of the 6 hostages and the American citizen. His name was Hirsch Goldberg Pollard. It says, this is what Hamas had to say about that. It said a high-ranking official with the Palestinian Hamas resistance movement said that the 6 Israeli captives found dead in a tunnel in the southern Gaza Strip was killed in an Israeli airstrike against the besieged coastal territory. Now, what's important about this is that Israel and America want you to believe that Hamas killed them.
Right.
Okay? That's what they want. They want you. They want the people. Say, man, tell them
Go
to do
ahead.
something about. Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. It went on to say the ones who kill our people daily. This is what he said. He said the ones who kill our people daily are Israeli colonizers with American weapons. The captives found in Gaza was not killed by us, but by the relentless Zionist bombardment.
Come on.
Is it Al-Rashid or whatever it is, a member of the political bureau of Hamas, said in a statement on Sunday? How can we argue with that when we seeing the actions of what's happening over there?
Right. Exactly. When you see it with your own eyes, what's happening?
Right. How can we argue with what he's saying, man? When we seeing how Netanyahu is acting to certain situations, right? So you know, but this is one thing that I do know is that whatever is happening over there, America got blood on it as well, man. They are just as guilty because one of the things that he said, stop sending them weapons. If you wanted to stop sending them weapons.
But again, like I said, to land back off that, somebody making some money, so they won't stop.
Somebody making money. Exactly.
Somebody up top is like, you better keep sending. Here's another blank check. You better keep sending weapons. We'll make sure the next election is secure. This is what it's a mind game. It's a game.
All right. So speaking of mind games.
Oh,
this dude.
Hey, somebody need to tell Roland Martin, fact check yourself, sir. So he decided to come after Tyrese after Tyrese made some comments on a podcast about this Asian hate crime bill. He basically went on a rant, as Roland Martin said. So his concerns were Roland Martin accused Tyrese of spreading misinformation, asserting that Tyrese lacks a proper understanding of the complexities surrounding the Asian hate crime bill. Martin emphasized that the bill does not take anything away from the Black community, but instead addresses a specific rise in anti-Asian violence. He highlighted the responsibility of public figures to be more informed before making statements on sensitive topics. The exchange between Martin and Tyrese reflects a broader conversation about how different communities can work together to combat hate crimes without causing division. Look, before I even kick this over to you guys, I went and did some research, did a lot of digging, because a couple video was that the James Byrd Jr. hate crime was a federal law. He talked about the COVID-19 Hate Crime Act, and he also mentioned the Church Arson Prevention Act of 1996. If you go read any of those laws, just go Google. If you read any of those laws, not one of those specifically protects Black individuals. There's a undertone.
Look at that joker, man.
Undertone or undercurrent that it kind of hints to, but it has nothing to do with protecting the rights of Black individuals. So I'm going to kick this over to you guys. But one of the questions I specifically had about this one was Tyrese wrong?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. You know, throughout all the crying and weeping and stuff that Tyrese do. Yeah. If you listen to Tyrese makes a lot of sense a lot of the time. Yeah, he makes a lot of sense a lot of the time. He got out of pocket, and when you get out of pocket and you are a statue of Tyrese statue, man, you raise eyebrows, right? And Roland Martin is Biden's Harris hype man. That's who he is. That's how he got his platform, people. His platform came as a result. We talked about that earlier. Did we talk about, was that? Oh no, that was you that brought up that term that we had never heard of before the show. What was it again?
Oh gosh. I'll have to go find it.
But it comes at a result. They will free you as a slave if you do a good what they deem to be a good job, right? And yeah, which generally have to be something that's going to benefit them and not your people.
It's called meritorious manumission.
That's it.
Right. That's yeah. Don't ask me to repeat that. Right. That's
Meritorious
I'll put it in the
manumission.
chat.
right.
How about that?
And that's how he got his platform, man. And so to keep Negroes like you and I, along with the agenda that's put out there before us. 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. We all know 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go, make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Man.
Roland Martin got spooked when Tyrese was on that show.
Yep.
And this is why. Tyrese has 20.4 million followers on Instagram, Mikey.
Yep.
On X, formerly known as Twitter, he came in with 2.7 million.
Yep.
And last but not least, but still, it's a hell of a lot. On TikTok, 148.4 thousand followers. That's over 23 million people that Tyrese could talk to all at one time.
Yep.
When they saw Tyrese saying what he said about they golden goose, man, they hurry up and call Roland Martin. Man, Roland Martin, you better get on top of this.
Boy,
you better get on top of this.
And he tried to. I seen the clip where he was talking to him in his panel about Tyrese, you need to get educated for you over your mouth. You need to just stick to singing and acting. What's wrong? There ain't no Transformer movies going. And I'm like, listen to him. I'm like, Roland Martin, don't you know Tyrese look like he could be your nephew? He look like you. You going in like he don't. I remember back in 2012, I was watching this show and I was like, if Barack Obama name come out this dude mouth one more time, I mean, every word Barack Obama, Barack Obama.
Right.
You want to talk about Barack Obama? And I'm like, bruh, stop. But like you said, that is what he do. That's their go-to boy to say, oh, we got one out of line. We need to pull him back in line. Go get him, Roland.
Yeah, tap. Tap back in place.
He tap dancing and buck dancing and spinning and splitting and everything. But again, real quick, like you guys said, there is not a bill that says if any so-called black person or so-called African American that are now living here as they were kidnapped and the descendants of slaves were mistreated, if they are mistreated and a crime happens to them and they are even called out their name, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Until that is on a piece of paper and said and signed,
it don't exist.
It don't exist. So Roly Poly Martin, if you watching, stop. You don't want to have that conversation, bro, for real. You do not want to have that conversation with somebody that ain't got the reins like Tyrese. Like, I could say and debate with you and not have to worry about getting a movie deal. I ain't got to worry about none of that.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about none of that. So please come on here and let's have a conversation about it. Last thing, didn't we recently do a story about a brother that got called the hard R N-word and now about to do 3 years? Where's the crime? What are you talking about, Roly Poly Martin? This man about to do jail time for protecting his family for somebody that didn't look like him, that attacked him, and he going to jail. So Roly Poly,
make it make sense.
Make it make sense, Roly Poly.
Make it make
Martin.
sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Now, what did he say? He said that it's not called the anti-Asian hate bill. It's called the DVOC 91 Hate Crime Act. And they be playing word games. That's what they do. Look, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this up there. Hold on. Can I share something? But not.
No, what you trying to do?
Hold on.
Stop touching stuff.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm just teasing.
Hold on.
I kid.
Can y'all see that right there?
Yes.
This is it. This is what he was defending, saying it's not an Asian hate crime. Let's look at this together, family. The act may be cited as DVOC 91 Hate Crime Act, Section 2 findings. Congress finds the following. Following the spread of DVOC 91 in 2020, there has been a dramatic increase in hate crimes and violence against Negroes. there has been an increase in hate and crimes and violence against white people.
Nope.
What does that say?
Asian Americans and
Pacific Islanders,
Pacific
right?
Islanders.
According to a recent report, there were 3,800 reported cases of anti-Negro discrimination and incidents related to DVOC 91. Did I read that right?
You read it right, your eyes can see.
Anti-Asian.
That's what
Between March 19, 2020 and February 28, 2021 in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. During this time frame, race has been cited as the primary reason for discrimination. If race was what has been cited for the primary reason of discrimination, when you wrote this bill with the intentions of race. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Sounds like to me.
Making up over 90% of the incidents in the United States, condemns and denounces any and all anti-Asian and Pacific Islanders sentiment in any form. Roland Martin, say, man, you do not want to do this here. I promise you. This is not what you want.
He don't want to have that conversation for real. But
that's the thing, though. I gotta say this, and I'm gonna let you throw it back to you. Roland Martin's job is to keep Negroes in check with the agenda. And he said several times, I went over this on the show. I debunked this on the show several times. In other words, he's saying, you don't have to go read this yourself. I done read it for you.
I need this. I did the research already.
Rolly, come on this show and let's have a conversation about it.
Rolly don't want to come on here.
Do not with some regular Joes that ain't got to worry about, am I gonna lose a movie deal if I say it? See, we ain't got to worry about that here, bro. We ain't got to worry about it.
I bet you would get about the character.
I'm telling you. You're gonna be eating the booty part of the tomato sandwich. And that's a fact.
That turkey butt.
Yeah. Top part with the green.
Show y'all something. This right here, the booty part of the tomato. They say you don't supposed to eat it.
We're gonna have to make a segment. We didn't have Donkey of the Day.
Right.
We didn't had Jack of the Week. We're gonna have to make a booty part of the tomato.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm done, but not.
That made me mad when I seen this topic. I ain't gonna front. I'm like, what?
Yeah, this nigga, he all in the car sweating. I get mad with celebrity. Yeah, that nigga was big, man. Man, somebody done. He is that Eyes a House of Fire Master. That's that nigga.
Calvin Candy. Steven. Who that nigga go on that name? Listen,
on that name.
He do not want to have that conversation. He does not. Y'all seen it with your own eyes. It said Asian and island Pacific Islanders. Y'all seen it.
Y'all seen it.
Yeah. And if you go look at, like I said, go back and look at the Church Arson Prevention Act of 1996. That had nothing to do with
It came as a result of them burning down our churches, but when they wrote it, it wasn't to protect our churches.
No, it was.
Our brother froze up on us.
Motivated violence against religious communities and to provide support for victims. It had nothing to do with blacks as a whole. It was literally just about the religious affiliation. What else? And then the other one, the DVOC 91. I'm sorry. The James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Act. Although this was definitely about a black man that was lynched in Jasper, Texas, that was drugged behind a vehicle.
Right.
If you go read it, the law that was signed in 2009, it provides federal assistance to prosecute hate crimes based on race, color, religion, or national origin, and extends protections to those targeted because of sexual orientation, gender identity, and disability. This is not just about blacks. Those laws that were put into place have nothing to do with just blacks. We just happen to be the catalyst for them putting some of this stuff in, except for that DVOC.
And that goes right in line with what Kamala said when asked about passing a bill for African Americans. I'm not going to just pass a bill just for African Americans. Because let's be clear about this. If African Americans benefit from it, then everybody benefit from it.
Always.
That's exactly how these bills are written.
Always.
We are the catalyst of go ahead.
That's why if you read any of these, it all starts with, it'll say race, but then it goes to color, religion, or other national origin, and then extends it to sexual orientation, gender identity, and disability.
Right.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna take another music break, and then our brother Ayob is gonna be back, and we can get into the beyond critical race theory. So this next song break is I don't know who this is, but it's Can't Wash Off the Blood.
Mm-hmm. I didn't put a name.
No, you did not.
Okay.
But it's okay.
All right.
I can't forget your name. I can't forget your love. I've confessed it and I believe. Now I can't wash off the blood. Oh, no, I can't wash off the blood. I came about your story, confessing I believe. Now I can't wash off the blood. Oh, I can't wash off the blood. I can't forget your love. Oh, I confessed and I believe, and I can't wash off the blood. Oh, I can't wash off the blood. I can't forget your story, yeah. Confessed and I believe, and I can't forget your love. I can't wash off the blood. I came about your glory. I've confessed and I believe, and I can't wash off the blood. Yeah, I can't wash off the. No, I can't forget your story. Yeah, I've confessed and I believe, and I can't forget your love. Oh, I can't wash off the blood. From the shadows, we have come to see your light, to confess and to believe, praying for your blood. Millions in the shadows, coming to your marvelous light, or to confess and to believe, praying for your love. Can't forget your love. Confess and I believe, and I can't wash off the blood. Oh, can't wash off the blood. Millions from the shadows, praying for a brand new life. Got to confess and to believe, praying for your love. Millions in the shadows, coming to your marvelous light. Can't forget your life.
Man, my man Molly, I'm back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, sir.
I'm glad to be back. Well, let's go ahead and get this BCRT out of the way before they trying to.
Yeah, I think they trying to sabotage you.
Yeah, they is, but that's all right, because the Most High can prevail anywho. Come on, somebody, that'll preach. But we're gonna segue. We did Aunt Jemima and the racial history of that. Tonight, I promised y'all Coon Chicken Inn. We're gonna get into this article about Coon Chicken Inn. But before we go on, I want to play this small clip of Senator Tim Scott and what they believe in. And I want y'all to think about this clip and think about how he be saying this and what they say as you look at that image on the screen and listen to him say this.
America is not a racist country.
Did y'all hear that? All right, let's get into it. Coon Chicken Inn. Now, this was an article by Catherine Roth posted on May 21st, 2009. Okay. The Coon Chicken Inn was a fried chicken restaurant chain located in the Pacific Northwest from the late 1920s through the late 1940s. The chain was famous for its ubiquitous coon logo, a caricatured African American male rooted in 19th century minstrel theater and early 20th century advertising. The most prominent manifestation of the coon caricature was the 12-foot high coon head that served as the entrance to each restaurant location. There you go, right crazy. There. Listen, we were talking before the show. You got to be something different to want to walk inside that and sit down and eat. If I roll up and see that, I'm turning around and going the other way. Maxon Lester Graham and his wife Adelaide founded the Coon Chicken Inn in Salt Lake City, Utah in 1925. The early success, of course, you know it, Utah, Portland. The early success of the location prompted the opening of two additionals, as I just spoke, in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington in the early 1930s. The patrons and employees of the Coon Chicken Inn chains were predominantly white, though African Americans were hired to work in the back in the kitchen of the Salt Lake City branch. Graham adopted the coon caricature and created the coon head, in quotations, as a gimmick to attract customers in the emerging age of roadside restaurants, novelty architecture, and automobile convenience. Graham additionally promoted the chain through the distribution of postcards, newspaper advertisements, matchboxes, children's fans, spare tire covers, and delivery cars, all of which prominently featured the Coon Chicken Inn logo. This is now, check this out. This is where it gets interesting. The Coon logo saturated the restaurant's interiors as well. Plates, forks, menus, placement mats featured the caricature, as did menu items as the Baby Coon Special and the Coon Fried Steak. Diabolical, boy. African Americans opposed this blatant display of racial hostility. In 1930, the Seattle branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and Seattle's African American newspaper, the Northwest Enterprise, protested the opening of the local Coon Chicken Inn by threatening Graham with a lawsuit for libel and defamation of race. Check this. In response, Graham agreed to change the style of advertising by removing the word coon from the restaurant's delivery car, repainting the coon head, entrance to the restaurant, and canceling an order of 1,000 automobile tire covers. This small stride, however, was not enough to fully erase the image of the caricature from Seattle. Graham violated his agreement with the NAACP, but managed to evade the lawsuit by, guess what? Changing the color of the Coon logo from black to blue.
Oh my. Oh my.
You cannot make this stuff up, yo. Graham closed the Seattle and Portland locations in 1949. The Coon Chicken Inn and restaurant in Salt Lake City, however, remained open until 1957. It is remembered today in films such as Ghost World and the Confederate States of America. Relics of the Coon Chicken Inn are generally regarded as Black memorabilia collectibles. Coon Chicken Inn, y'all. But Tim Scott says America is not a racist country.
That is absolutely insane.
insane. I didn't even when I seen this, y'all, I was like, yo, this can't be real. I said, this can't be real. I said,
So
this there's no way.
I think I actually have a commercial. Hold on, yo. I think
Yeah,
you sent
yeah.
a commercial. Let me just play this really
This
quick
is a
because there
real
was an
commercial,
actual
y'all.
commercial that went with this.
This is crazy.
Hold on,
Lord have mercy.
1 second. It's not.
At Coon Chicken Inn, we aim to please the best 100% mammy-made family-style meals. You can taste the love.
I like the white meat. I'm a breast man.
We just love it here. You just keep hollering, gal, fetch me some more. Look for that wide-mouthed coon near you. Coon Chicken Inn.
Man, if that don't look like a Dave Chappelle skit,
Right?
That's what I was like, yo, this gotta be something I missed from In
Satire.
Living Color, Mad TV, Saturday Night Live, Dave Chappelle. That's a real commercial.
I mean, if I was them, I would want to do all that I can to keep this type of information from being taught. And it ain't got nothing to do. I just don't want you to know that I'm associated with people like that. Say, man, they different. They are different.
How can you sit back, taste the love,
They
fetch
are
me some
different,
more,
man.
bruh? That yo, I had to watch it like 4 times, and then I looked at the comments, and I was like, yo,
That was an actual commercial.
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 Yeah, they play too much. All right. So next up,
I have no words for that one, man. That.
I bet you don't.
And then you.
don't. Well, in more fantastical news, let's just blame the black guy. It seems to be the easy thing to do. So
That's crazy. God.
Not sure her name, but talk about a miscarriage of justice. This case highlights the severe consequences of false accusations, especially for black men who may face systematic biases within the criminal justice system. It underscores the impact of wrongful accusations of individual lives and the need for accurate and fair investigations. I'm not even going to go through the rest of my notes on this one because at the end of the day, this lady wrongfully accused 2 black men of was it sexual assault? I want to say they work for the police department. Kidnapping and sexual assault. It turns out she was a big fat liar. And so now this gentleman here is suing the police department. So my question is, right? What kind of backlash or what kind of charges should she receive, and then should the police department receive any as well for their lack of action or investigation in this situation?
I think she should get whatever the penalty is for sexual assault and kidnapping. Yep. Since that's what it is that she lied on.
Yep.
I feel like that she should get that penalty towards her. And I also believe that she shouldn't have to register as a sexual predator because that's what she is. She is a sexual predator because having sex with Amanda Z can cause you your freedom. Having sex with you, you know what I'm saying? So I think she should have to register. And I think that she should face the penalty of whatever in the state of Texas sexual assault and kidnapping is. I feel like that she should that's what it is that she should have to she should deal with, man. Yeah.
I couldn't say it any better. I totally agree. The same penalty If someone does each charge, is convicted, the same sentence she should get. And registered as a sex offender when she gets out, charged for sexual assault and kidnapping. You got to wear that. Also,
It's 2 to 20 years for sexual assault in Texas.
Give it a 20.
and
Max her out.
ma'am, you get a letter in the mail if you go on reduced charges and don't do the 20 years and you do 8 years. Guess what? For your crime, when you get out, when he sues the city for civil damages and win $120 million, if you ain't got the money, the city and state is on the hook for it, and we got to pay your bill. And for that, you're gonna do more time. See, if they start doing that stuff,
it'll stop this.
All this stuff will stop. It'll stop.
It'll stop.
It's 2 to 10 years for kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's it.
2 to
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, she should have to do that, and then the city should have to be on the hook for when he sue and get the money. They gotta pay it, and then for them getting stuck with the bill for your crime. When you get out, you going right back for another 15 years for how much money we had to pay on your behalf. That I promise you, that stuff will stop. Make that law.
Yeah, that you guys know we'll never see.
Oh no. And that's why you ask, what do we think? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll never see anything like that. And that was gonna be my next point. Like right now, today, as we talk, breathe, and speak, there are individuals that's in jail right now for sexual assault that they are not guilty of. And not only are they not guilty of it, the DA that prosecuted the case know that they're not guilty, as well as the judge know that they're not guilty. And I'm sure that the jury know that they're not guilty, but they got to close the case. People don't understand how the law work.
Right.
They got to close the case, which means that if we can't get the guy, we are going to get a guy.
We're going to get a guy.
Because when you go to get your oil change, you are charged the $40. So that's what these charges are.
Charges.
And
come on now.
Like Ox said, when the case is still open on the city books, that money is still there that they have to collect.
It's in escrow, people. It's in escrow
for the city. So once they charge and close the case, now the city or the state can get the federal, or the city can get the state money, because now the case is closed and everybody making money. City made money.
I'm gonna tell you this, Cheryl.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I heard it on Truth Be Told, and I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. If people start going to court and start making them DAs go file taxes on those cases, all of these trumped up cases that they putting on people, it'll stop.
It'll stop.
They gotta file taxes on them, but they don't have to file the taxes on them if the person that's charged for them don't tell them, hey, go file them taxes on this, sure. Because with you gotta what is it called? You got it's two bonds. You gotta come to me. You got
cash bond.
Man, what is it called? It's two bonds. Man, my mind just slipped me, man. Maybe it was supposed to. Yeah. It's like production. No. Yeah. I'm gonna come back next week, so maybe I'm gonna say it twice. I'm gonna say it twice. I'm gonna give you what those two bonds are, and they are scared of those bonds, people. When you bring those bonds up, it brings fear in them. It really does, man. But but she needs to be charged though, man. Like,
absolutely.
For real, she needs.
There needs to be some charges brought against her. And anybody
performance
else.
Bond. That's what it is. One of them is performance bond. Yeah, one is a performance bond. Yeah.
And anybody else who falsely accuses somebody of such a heinous crime as sexual assault. You didn't accuse somebody of stealing your lunch out the refrigerator. You accuse somebody of sexual assault. This has long-lasting effects, period. Because you see what happened last week when the guy reported his daughter missing.
Right.
And, his company fired him. All they saw was
same thing with these cats.
Yeah, they fired him.
It's crazy, man.
Yep.
Crazy,
Same
So
thing
this
with
is
these
a great
cats.
segue into our last and final topic
Yeah,
for the
look
night.
at this foolishness.
So
look at that.
This is. What does that look like to you guys? Does that not look like
That look like what it is? That look just like that coon chicken.
Coon chicken
That's
in.
exactly what this is. It's blackface, and these guys won the Spirit Award at a football game. Guess where this took place? Guess where this is? Think about it.
Utah.
This is a school in Utah. These guys won the Spirit Award, and you can't tell me parents and school administrators didn't know what was going on here because look, they took a whole group photo to highlight these guys winning the Spirit Award.
So you could do stuff like that to us.
Right.
And nothing is said about it, nothing is done about it. And then when we point it out, they'll always come back and be like, well, that wasn't my intentions, or I didn't know that it was going to be harmful, or I apologize. And then everything just goes back to normal, like ain't nothing ever happened.
Oh, they were just kids just playing around, having fun.
Yeah, and this can't be charged as a hate crime.
Hate crime.
This doesn't fit the James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Act.
Come on, Roland.
Roland.
Come on, Roland.
This doesn't fit the DVOP 91 hate crime.
Come on, Roland.
2021. And this definitely doesn't fit the Church Arson Prevention Act of 1996.
Right.
So of those three that he mentioned, where does this fall?
Where does this fall in? If I wouldn't got me some tape and take my eyes back to where they slanted and took a picture like this, sure, hey, it'd have been all kind of problems.
It'd have been all kind of problems. You did
absolutely.
True Judah in the house. Shalom, Mark. Yeah,
Shalom,
been all kind of problems.
Yeah, boy, Roland bowling ball, Martin, where you at, bro? When this stuff is going on, like you actually they didn't push a button and that paint just you had to actually put your hands in the paint and actually took 30 minutes or 20 minutes or hour to do that. So what I mean is it took some work.
Yeah.
You knew and you college students, even if that was not your intent, at some point you should have said to yourself, you know what?
They're not college students.
Oh.
These high school students. But that's why I said the school administrators knew. But this is a group
there you go.
Photo
there you
that
go.
Took.
There you go.
So they had to announce at some point in the game.
There you go.
You've been to football games.
There you go.
I was a cheerleader.
Right.
I know what happens here. We announced who
they knew exactly what they was doing
for the night, and they usually end up taking pictures with the ones who. So an administrator or somebody took this picture
right.
from them, so they knew
and allowed it. And allowed it exactly. I bet you rolling bowling ball. Martin was sweating gravy when he was up in that car.
Did you say sweating gravy?
Talking about Tyrese, that joke was sweating gravy.
Not gravy,
gravy, natural.
Sweating meaty chunks.
Look at there. Y'all got 7 minutes to spare. I'm so proud of y'all.
Man, we did good. Well,
y'all did great tonight.
They tried to kick us off the air, but that didn't work.
I know, right?
All right, you two, y'all can get the booty part of the tomato. All right, keep on.
Look here, man. This has been an awesome show. We want to thank everybody that stopped in and hung out with us.
He in the building. Male hip hop artist of the year. Come on, fam. We told y'all here first. Better put some respect on
that man's name.
Better put some respect on
it. Right. He keeps shooting them videos out there like that. They're gonna have to give him some more hardware. Yeah.
Dig it. But yeah, this is a great show, man. Facebook really fans, real quick. 20 shares. All praises, man. 20 shares.
All praises to the Most High for that.
Thank y'all so much, man. All praises.
Exactly. Man. We ain't nothing without y'all.
Man.
We really thank y'all for stopping in, hanging out with us. We know it's a lot. In the middle of the week, y'all could be doing anything, but y'all here with us. So yeah, man, we'll be back next week with another one.
For a little bit.
You say next week is the week before we take 2?
Next week is our last week before we take a 2-week hiatus.
Gotcha.
Much needed hiatus.
Yeah, before we say twice out.
Twice out. Exactly.
Where's my friend tonight? He in bed already?
Yeah, he in bed. He was a little hard headed earlier.
Oh no. Yeah, I thought I was gonna get to see my friend tonight. It's okay.
Them growing pains.
Yeah, he in bed.
Yeah, he learning.
He learning.
He sure is.
He learning.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for putting up with me tonight. I know I wasn't fired on all cylinders, but I tried.
Nah,
you did great.
You did. You fired on all cylinders, and you even got us to get out of here a smidgen early.
That was right.
Just a smidge.
Exactly. Yep. So we'll be back next week, y'all. We want to thank y'all for show. Jamil the Trunk Rattler, congratulations, IQ. DJ JOL, I'm gonna be reaching out to you tomorrow. I will be reaching out to you tomorrow, and to everybody else, we want to say twice out and shalom.
Congrats on the new single, True Judah. Congrats, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man. Congrats.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
I don't know how to pronounce these names, but we're going out with Nicodemus and Show Baraka featuring Diamond.
Show Baraka.
Yeah. You did good.
All right, here we go.
I ain't looking at it. I gotta look at it. Then I still mess it up, but still.
Yeah, in the beginning, everything was good. Like you are, Yahshua. Nothing could restrain us from walking with our maker. Then we decided to be gods, and now we're so dangerous. A creation that was once perfect is now ill. Our eyes are never satisfied. You fulfill. Our appetites seek destruction. You build. Our hands are swift to kill. You heal. Yeah, I know who I am, but who is he? So it seems he's the sovereign king. I'm the prodigal on his way home. I'm the prostitute who should have been stoned. Next to you on the cross is a thief. It is me. It is me. I believe, but help my unbelief. I believe, but help my unbelief. Despite the corruption, you make beauty in the madness. Every morning your composition paints a beautiful canvas. Wonderful Lord. Thy words are an author and an architect. There isn't good in this world you haven't offered yet. We get the savior from a prostitute's offspring. This shows that there's grace in your offering. I am Adam and Eve, I have tasted deceit. Now I cover up my greed in some $100 leaves. I'm a sinner, I'm forgiven, he's risen, I'm so down. I'm adopted but his child, he's humble, I'm so proud. I'm filthy but so clean, guilty but so free. I walk the narrow road but I'm living on my knees. He's easy to understand but quite complex. I'm already at his throne but not quite yet. He's cleaning my heart but I still got mess. I'm running this good race but I still got rest. I know who I am, but who is he? So it seems he's the sovereign king. I'm the prodigal on his way home. I'm the prostitute who should have been stoned. Next to you on the cross is a thief. It is me. It is me. I believe, but help my unbelief. I believe, but help my unbelief. You're the Passover and priest, prophet and sovereign king. New song that we sing, good shepherd and prince of peace. You're the Lord over the galaxies, powers and principalities. Head of the family, savior of all humanity. Perfect, innocent martyr, bread and living water. True image of the Father, lamb led to slaughter. In Genesis we were severed, driven from your presence. In Revelations we'll be basking in your glory. In essence, in the beginning, light came from the sun and moon. And then new heavens and earth, you're the light that consumes. In the beginning we are promised
promised a lot of pain and fear. In the end, you will wipe away every single tear. In the beginning, it is promised we all shall die. In the end, there's no death, and the dead shall rise. In the beginning, it is clear creation was duped. In the end, you promise you make all things new. Yeah, I know who I am, but who is he? So it seems he's the sovereign king. I'm the prodigal on his way home. I'm the prostitute who should have been stoned. Next to you on the cross is a thief. It is me, it is me. I believe, but help my unbelief. I believe, but help my unbelief.